different, send you to the Civil War or any.
Antonio, I'm an idiot. We've been talking for this whole time, and I never hit the damn live button. Antonio, I'm so sorry. You're Antonio. I'm so sorry. Zach's gonna kill me. Antonio, you said you can stick around.
Oh yes, I can. My wife's at the spa. So
all right, good. I'm gonna take you off. I'm gonna explain to people what happened, and then bring you back in. Okay.
Okay.
And then you're gonna have to do it all over again.
Yeah,
Antonio.
Ready.
I promise only I could do this. So, guys, oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. Guys, Zach is in Fargo. Zach has a show tonight. Zach is one of the guys who runs BZW, and he's not able to do the stream. But Zach helped me get on the stream 37 minutes ago. I just failed to hit the go live button up at the top. And I saw some questions coming in. I saw some questionable questions too, but I've got a good sense of humor, so they made me laugh. And yes, I guess I am done. But Zach is unavailable, not able to be here. I apologize for starting this stream late. I started it 37 minutes ago. I just forgot to hit the damn little go live button up top. I have a special guest. I'm going to bring him back in. Antonio, I can't apologize to you enough. We've been sitting here talking about my comic book for the last 20 minutes, talking about how you can get drawn into the comic, talking about how you can have your family drawn into the comic, talking about how it can make an amazing gift. We've been doing that for 20 minutes. He's going to have to do it again because I'm an idiot. I'm so untechnologically savvy. In high school, I graduated high school in 94. I had one computer class, and it was back when computers were the black screens, if you remember, and before they had all the graphics, before Steve Jobs and Bill Gates took over computing. So I don't know what I'm doing on here. Zach walked me through getting the StreamYard set up. I just forgot to hit the damn go live button. Hey, guys, my bad. Cisco, I see you here, brother. Cisco, I see you. Where have you been, brother? Hey, I'm an idiot. What do you want me to tell you? I'm an idiot. When Zach was walking me through how to do all this, he stressed, make sure you hit that go live button. He gave me one job, and I couldn't do it. I've been sitting here rambling on with my man Antonio for 20 minutes about the comic, who I'm going to bring back on in a second. I'm so happy his wife's at the spa. Antonio is going to be turning 50 here in another month, the month and a half. And Antonio, your early birthday present from us here at this channel is having to hey, if you do something, it's easier the second time around, I guess. So I see questions now. Questions are starting to come in. Fidel says, boo. Fidel, I'm an idiot. What do you want me to tell you? I'm sorry. Guys, also want to remind everyone right now on the Patreon for the patrons, the video part 3, episode 3 of my Tough Enough watch along. Remember, I have not watched Tough Enough since it aired. I don't sit and watch myself. I don't sit and go back and just, let me see what I did back in 2001. Doesn't happen. That does not happen. The same way I don't have, the only wrestling memorabilia I have is this little guy, that guy up there. I don't take myself that damn seriously. So I'm watching these, but as I'm doing it, I'm literally, I'm remembering stuff. I'm like, what in the world was I thinking? But it's also good, going back and seeing guys like Greg and Josh, and seeing even Daryl, and seeing, like, I forgot about Paulina getting injured. It's chaos in here. I got my dogs right here. They decided to fight right in here. So remember, after you get off here, go to the Patreon, watch episode 3. I'm having way more fun. Stop it. I'm having way more fun. I'm having way more fun. Here we go. I'm having way more fun with this watch along than. All right, guys, go play. I'm having way more fun on this watch along than I ever thought I would have had. I thought, yeah, we'll watch them. It'll be a good, quick, easy video to do. But it's bringing up memories that I thought were gone. Oh gosh. If I hold on, this is the best. This is the best. If I'm Zach, I'm asking for a raise. Yeah, he probably deserves one. He probably deserves. I take for granted the things that I don't know, but the things I don't need to learn. I said it in an interview one time. If something happened to Zach, man, that'd be the end of the channel. I don't know how to upload a video. Like, I don't have a clue how to upload a video. I know how to go on YouTube Studio though and see how our videos are doing. So that's a good thing. Before we bring Antonio in, I wanted to quickly talk about yesterday's video. Yes, that is Victoria. No, that is not Paige in the thumbnail. Yes, I asked if I made sure that Victoria would be. Oh, here we go. Hold up. It's all good, man. It's a funny story you share with Zach. Zach's probably in Fargo wanting to just I'm lucky that Zach has a nice little healthy fear of me. So I'll never hear about this. But I know it's gonna make him mad. Listen, I've said it. I couldn't ask for a better partner. I couldn't. Zach has went from a partner to I consider a friend. He'll be in my life for the rest of my life. Trust me, I know how lucky and how thankful I am to have him on my side. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him. A partnership has turned into trust, which has turned into a friendship. And yeah, I know. Like I think we're the perfect yin and yang. I can't do what he can do, and I think he needs me to do what I do. And I think together we meld together perfectly. So yeah, thank you. Hold on, I'm just going listen, I literally don't even know how to pull these questions up. Do you think Tough Enough would work if they rebooted it these days? You'd be a great coach on it. I mean, they're trying something similar. I saw. I know they're going to have Bubba, Taker, Mickey James, I forget, and Book. So, I mean, I think, my God, how that's a hell of an ensemble right there. Do I think it would work? Yeah, I think anything would work. I think, I mean, anything that has history, you can always bring back. I mean, look at how they do movies. They bring. Half the movies you see today are just remakes of movies that they've done in the past. Me and Antonio, I was like, man, why am I getting no questions? Antonio, it's because I wasn't live. I'm going to bring you in a second, brother. I thank you. I'm so sorry. But listen, hey, it's about the most me thing that could happen. I promise you that. Let's see. What's this? I think there's a comp. Yeah, I believe you're right. 4 coaches will each having 4 people to train. That's a good. Yeah, that's good. So then then the coaches can kind of have a competition level. Yeah, that's a great idea. When you reboot a show or something like that, I mean, it's just all you're doing is trying to find what worked from the first go round, and then trying to evolve and trying to make something the second go round that's even better. But on yesterday's video, I know yesterday's video was a touchy subject, but it was Valentine's Day. And yes, I could have buried a lot of people, but as you know, as I've told you guys on this channel, I'm only going to bury myself. Make sure I hit a button. I hope I didn't hit the damn mute button. I did ask Victoria if it was okay if I used her picture for the thumbnail. She said, absolutely, go for it. She laughed at it. Antonio, where'd you go, buddy? Antonio, did my man Antonio? I see he's not there anymore. I hope he comes back in. There he is. I'm bringing you in 1 second. But I'd love to know what you guys thought of yesterday's video. It was fun to do, and it was fun to tell on myself. Yeah, hold on, here we go. Maybe do you have any Super Bowl reactions? I believe both of I don't know if I said Patrick Mahomes would run the ball over 6 times, and I don't think he did. That didn't hit. But I think I said that I think I had the Eagles winning. So yeah, I don't want to say I'm a sports betting genius, but facts are facts. Who are the celebrities you have met through wrestling that you're excited to meet? Ooh, I'm not going to answer that. And here's the reason. Zach and I are currently thinking of doing a video on that topic. My gosh, just to name a few, Jeff Stoltz. If you ever watched the movie Wedding Crashers, the main wedding they crash, that was Jeff Stoltz who was saying, I want to be your captain or something like that. And he used to be the guy. I would stay at his house whenever I'd go to LA. Him and Stacy Keibler started dating. Once I left WWE, and yeah, story has it she was doing Dance with the Stars, asked me if I would come out, and said Jeff won't go unless you're here. So I was like, so I flew out and went to her last airing of Dancing with the Stars and the party when she came in third back in like 06 or something like that. So good question. Hold up. Maven's consummate professional. Yesterday's video was great. Thank you. I have no problem. Yeah. And hold on. Let's see what Mirko said. I really laughed at the stories of yesterday's video. Yeah, listen, it was a delicate. I mean, that video that we filmed that video when we were driving from Zach's house to meet up with Perry. And it was about a 3.5 hour drive. And yeah, it's a pretty scenic view. But what you didn't realize, man, it was like 8 degrees outside. And it took us, the video is like 15 minutes long, something like that. I forget how long it is, but it took us hours to do it because, I mean, every story I was thinking, I got to think in the best way to tell a story without burying someone. Like the final story, the last story about the girl who was left. I do know who took her home. I know how she got home. It wasn't the guy who took her. It wasn't. But let's just say one of the boys helped out. But then again, how do I tell that? So a lot of these stories are just tough and difficult. And I have to literally, of course, I would love to go in and take a chainsaw to these, but I have to go in with a scalpel and try to extract the smallest details, the tiniest details of what can be told without burying anybody. The last thing I want to do is hurt a family, hurt a loved one, hurt someone. So yeah. Antonio, give me 2 more minutes. I got a couple more questions. I'm gonna bring you in. So Maven, and I haven't read these. So Maven, what do you think of us all sending Corny some sympathy and doing a personal video for him? He lost Harley Quinn, his puppy dog, broke down crying on his podcast the other day. I love the idea. I love it, Steve. Stephen Hawkins. I haven't seen you on here, so welcome. Something I do woodwork. Oh, you know what? Woodworking. So I grew up in rural Virginia. My dad is a hell of a woodworker. My dad's brothers are woodworkers. I mean, they can, like, my dad literally built a cabin, they had the foundation laid, and him and his brothers built a cabin from the foundation up. I helped, but I mean, I was mainly muscle at this time. Woodworking is the one thing I would love to do. Like one day I'd love to learn how to do those chainsaw art, like chainsaw bears. We used to go in the woods. Me and my brothers used to go in the woods and cut trees down to sell as firewood. And I would always take the chainsaw, and when the stump was in the ground, I would try to cut it into like a chair, a very rudimentary chair. Just because in my mind, I'm thinking somebody's gonna be walking through this woods one day and see a tree stump in the shape as a chair. They're gonna have some stories. But I would love to learn I would love to do more woodworking. All right, last one, and they'll bring Antonio in. Something about stories. How about a video about the moments that really surprised or enraged you in WWE? That's a good video idea. Wow, that is. I'm just trying to think, because Zach, what I've learned through Zach is when you're building a good video, start with 2 things: your title and your thumbnail. The thumbnail, that just is. I mean, that's easy, just a view with whatever in the background. But the title, things that really enraged you, and I mean, I'm Zach's the title guy, but what pissed me off in WWE, that might not be a bad Mirko coming through with the video ideas. And yes, we have used videos that you, the fans, have sent in. I've contacted wrestlers because people have asked me about, why don't you interview this guy? And I'm like, ooh, that's a good idea. But without any further ado, I got to give this man kudos for waiting. I hope you guys have questions for him. A few bucket list items have been checked off because of the success of the channel. And that I owe 100% to you, the fans. One of those items is having a comic book. When I was reached out about doing a comic, I had no clue how to get it done. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring him in. Antonio.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here.
Antonio, dude, like my man, I wish I could say, I can say I'm sorry. I wish I could say I was shocked, but I'm not.
It's like
Antonio,
deja vu.
How long did me and you talk before I realized I didn't hit the live button?
About a half an hour. Yeah. Oh yeah.
No. So we came into this with all good intentions, and you know what, guys? I'm going to take 99% of the fault here. Antonio, in preparation for this, he was texting me, "I'm good with StreamYard. Oh yeah, I've done 100 streams." He didn't tell me anything about the go live button. He didn't ask me if I hit it. So Antonio, I'm giving you 1% of the blame here. Yeah,
oh, no.
Yeah, right there. You,
oh, no.
I'm giving you one.
Oh no,
my friend. I'm kidding, brother. You are such a good sport. I can't apologize long enough. But one day we will be telling this story to people and laughing.
I can't wait to tell my wife. Yeah. When the wife comes on, I will be like, "You ain't gonna believe this. This is hilarious."
Yeah, she's gonna be like, "I'm glad I wasn't here because I'd have got to come in and told Maven to kick rocks. You're off this." But Antonio, go over once again. And guys, Antonio from Ikari Press. Let me find out how do I remove that comment right here?
Should be able to just touch it again and it should disappear.
Aha, there we go. Antonio from Ikari Press reached out to me. Antonio, I'll let you tell the story about how you and I were introduced.
All right. So I am Antonio Bryce. I'm the owner and publisher of Ikari Press. And so we started Ikari Press in 2018 and launched a little comic called Brand. We launched it on the Indiegogo platform. It did almost $80,000. I was surprised by that. We got a nice response, but I was able to take that success and I showed some of my work to a guy by the name of Dame Drops. You've probably seen him on the food review YouTube channel. He's got almost 2 million subs, or maybe you watched his Netflix television show Fresh, Fried, and Crispy, which is still up on the platform. And so I sent some of my brand samples to Dame Drops. He saw him. He brought in Badlands Chug, so we were able to work with him as well. Badlands Chugs is just another monster. Just that a really good guy and just super. These guys are super easy to collaborate with. But we launched Super Official, and it was taking that experience. I was watching Maven because I subscribed to your channel. I think you only had about 3,000, 4,000 subs.
Oh, so you were one of the first.
Oh yeah, I was in there. I was like, "That's Maven from Tough Enough." Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Right, so I was like, I'm in a little wrestling group chat with some of my buddies. We used to do a podcast called The Wrestling Council, and so I was in there. So yeah, we used to do StreamYard every week. doing SmackDown and AEW. So
Did you ever forget to hit the go live button?
I've got all kind of crazy. I fell asleep on stream. On stream. It was the funniest thing. It's like 5 of us in the stream, and then they put the spotlight on me. It's like Antonio's asleep, and I'm like, I was snoring, and the guy Boogie Bentley, it was the main guy on the channel, and he took the clip of me snoring. So every now and again, he would troll me and put the clip of me snoring on one of our streams and stuff.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, we were doing that.
I still think not. I still think failing to hit go live. I think that beats it. I think that's worse.
Yeah, But yeah, so like we took that, but like I said, I was like, Maven's got a YouTube channel, and started watching, and I saw you on Business Insider and different things, and was it Chris Van Vliet? And I was like, I think I could build a comic with this guy, and I had an idea that I was playing with anyway, and so I was watching you with Chris, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna contact Maven and see if he's interested, because I think this idea could be successful. And yes, Cisco, I agree with you. Maven, the devil's deadline.
I love that.
We're mavenscomic.com. but
now, we'll get into that in 1 second. Here's what I know I told this the first go round, but I'll tell it real quick, Antonio, before you talk about how. So I did a signing. I don't do much signings anymore. The one thing about the YouTube channel is it's freed me up. I don't have to go out and do shit I don't want to do anymore. I have one signing scheduled so far for this year, and that's April 5th, somewhere in Massachusetts. But I was doing a signing, it's a regular one, and a guy approached me afterwards and said, "Hey, I'm an artist for Marvel." Showed me his work. His work was immaculate. It was amazing. And he was like, "I'd love to do a comic with you." So I brought him into the city, took him to my office down on Wall Street. He's laid all of his work out, told me, what the process was to getting a comic from planning stages to art stages to in my hand printed form. And then he hit me with, that'll be $7,000. And then it hit me, man, I don't want a comic that bad. I don't need a comic that bad. So when you, Antonio, contacted me, I think it was like one of the first conversations I had. I was like, yo, how much is this going to cost? Because I don't want to do. And you said nothing, brother. You said just help me with the story and help me with marketing it. And we'll do it on our end. And at that point, I was like, yo, Antonio, I can. He's trying to put money in my pocket. He's trying to make a lifelong dream of mine come true. Yeah, I could. This is my kind of guy. So you had me at free, Antonio.
Well, yeah, like I said, big fan, man. Like I said, going back, I watched you on, Tough Enough. I watched you on Surreal Life. It's like, matter of fact, now you can correct me if I'm wrong. When you were on Surreal Life, in the preliminaries when they were going through wasn't Corey Clark, the guy from American Idol, wasn't he on that with you and they kicked him off?
He was.
Okay. Yeah. The reason I'm saying that, this was back in like about 2011, and I was living in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
I know Murfreesboro.
And so Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And his sister, Aisha Clark, who's in the WNBA, she plays for the Las Vegas Aces, and they've won like 3 championships. But his sister, Aisha Clark, was a huge she was a huge NCAA star at MTSU. So Corey had come into town to see his sister, and I was working at a place called Mapco. I was the manager on the night shift there. And Corey came in, and I recognized him.
Right.
And it was right when all that scandal stuff with Paula Abdul had come out.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, they brought it up on the Surreal Life.
Oh, absolutely. He confirmed that to us.
Yes, yeah, right. So I recognized him. And I said, "Don't I know you from somewhere?" And he lied to me and told me, he's like, "No, you're probably thinking about my sister," because his sister was all on ESPN and in the newspapers. But I recognized Corey, because I'd watched him on
Yeah.
American Idol and stuff. He's literally standing right in front of me. He's like, no, that's not me. I don't know who you're talking about. And then he left and I realized who he was. And I was like, it was so funny.
If I remember correctly, he had like the cornrows and he had a very distinctive look.
Oh yeah, but him and his sister do look alike. He said, "Oh, you're confusing me with my sister," and I was like,
"You want to know something funny though, Antonio? Yeah, they brought us all in for that Surreal Life, but that was a work. Because
they already knew who they wanted.
Well, the person who was the casting director for that season of Surreal Life was the casting director from Tough Enough.
Aha!
So, and what had happened was originally Bret Hart was scheduled to do that season of the Surreal Life, but he found out that CeCe DeVille was going to be on. They're from Poison, the metal band Poison, and those two hate each other. And he refused to do it, and he backed out when he found out CeCe was going to be on there. So, like 2 weeks before the show airs, they're left without one plot, one person. So then they reach out. That's when they reach out to me, and they told me, they were like, "Listen, we'll fly." They flew me out. They were like, "Listen, we're going to go through. We're going to make it seem like it's this, but the spot's yours." So, yeah, I wouldn't have flew out there for just a chance. That's something. Hell.
Oh, yeah. Well, I watched it.
I was still enjoying that 90-day check from WWE. And daily naps I was getting, and still licking my wounds from not from recently being fired. But one of the cool things about the comic that you're doing, and again, let's show this again. Maybe late for the Devil's Deadlines to be more accurate. Again, Seb, thank you for reminding me. This time I wasn't late. I was just stupid. There's a difference. I wasn't late. I was just dumb. But Antonio, one of the things I love what you're doing with this is you're actually introducing me into the world, your comics that already exists. So talk about that a little bit, and then talk about how all of the patrons, all the fans, anyone that goes to mavenscomic.com, how they can actually be drawn into the comic.
Well, okay. And matter of fact, I want you to highlight this comment from Cisco69, the last one there, where he's talking about the signatures and stuff.
This one?
Okay, yeah. So I want to, Cisco, because I'm glad you asked that. Matter of fact, if you buy any, because we've got the $8 PDF, so you can just get a digital copy if some people don't like reading physical comics, they just want to be able to scroll on their phone or their tablet and read. So we've got the digital for the 8. But if you buy one of the physical copies, and we've got 3 copies, we've got 3 different covers. We've got the absolutely phenomenal artist from Italy, Francesco Tomaselli, and he is the main cover for the cover A for Maven, plus he does the black and white Patreon version that we will drop the link for the Patreon in that as well. But he does that. And then we've got Matthew Dalton, also known as Cartoon Muscle. He's doing cover 2. And then the 3rd cover is by Eisner Award-winning animator, the creator of Earthworm Jim, and a dear, dear personal friend of mine, Doug Tenaple. So he did that just out of love for me, because I was like, man, I got this comic coming up with Maven, and he doesn't really do a lot of comic stuff anymore, but just out of our friendship, he's like, I got you, bro. I didn't even know how to do that. And obviously, we've got Doug just sent that over a few days ago, where you see Maven with the cowboy hat and the cigar, and so you'll see that. But if you click on just click on a comic, and once you select which cover you want, whether it's Francesco's or Matthew Dalton's or Doug Tenaple's, there you should see an option there where it's like Maven diving off the top rope, and it says sign my comic. And so if you want Maven to sign it, he has agreed. There's only a few that Maven's going to sign. He's not, because we can't, Maven busy. He ain't got time to sign 50,000 comics. But I think we limited it to 500 copies of the comic that Maven will sign. So if you want Maven to sign your book, just pick a physical copy
Happily
And then,
signed.
then Maven will sign the book and we will ship that out to you. You can, like, if you get one of the Maven t-shirts, you can add a comic to that and have them sign, all that. We've got the whole thing is set up. But yeah, you can, like, if you don't want a physical, and say you just want a t-shirt, because some people are telling me, hey, I want like a Maven shirt, and then maybe I'll just get a digital to read. You can do that as well. There's all kind of different. The one thing I love about Indiegogo, it's very, very easy to
user friendly.
Yeah. It's very, I've used different crowdfunding platforms and stuff like that, and it's just, Kickstarter has its benefits as well, but Indiegogo is just, anybody can go, and it's super easy to see, and you will see a video from Maven just welcome you to the page and the whole thing. So,
and one of the coolest things that I think is, and again, my HSN background kicks in every now and then, and I start thinking, and when I work for HSN, you learn everything in life. Everything is features and benefits. If you want to sell anything, learn its features and then learn how it will benefit someone, and you can literally sell anything. One of the biggest features of the comic you're offering is the ability to have yourself or anyone drawn into the comic. Now, think about the benefit of getting that as a gift. I mean, I know in our practice session an hour ago, you were talking about how someone did this for their kids. And you guys threw them in there. So I'll let you talk about how not only can someone buy and get signed a comic, but how they can even be drawn into the damn thing.
Well, see, that's the thing. So we've only got now these are limited tiers, because my dear man Pitch is going to be very busy drawing pages for this book. But 5 of you have the opportunity, should you so desire, to actually be drawn in the book. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of you guys are gonna catch the beats from Maven. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because there's gonna be a lot of people. Maven's gonna be fighting people. We've got 5 pages from the book up on mavenscomic.com. You can check that out, and you can actually see some of Pitch's interiors, and you'll get to see some of the other stuff you do. But yeah. There will be different scenes where, like, because we are starting off in 1859 in Kansas. It's gonna be the Old West, and Maven walks into the saloon, and one of you guys that are listening to me might decide to smart off to Maven, and he might have to handle that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you can. It doesn't, if you buy it. Like, say you just like, okay, well, I don't want to be drawn in the book. I want to give this to my cousin or a dear friend or whatever. So once you purchase the be drawn into the comic tier, once we get into that side of the production, I'll contact you and say, hey, send me 3 or 4 photos of that you want to use, like full body shot, headshot, stuff like that. That way we can give it to Pitch, and he can actually draw you in.
And I love the fact, just think of a gift. Think of a gift that you can give someone that I guarantee, 1, they're not going to be ready for, and 2, that they're going to be able to keep forever. Yeah. And it's going to be, you can give, I love the guy who gave it to his kids as a gift. I love the thought of, you got that significant, that special someone in your life. You want to, give them a gift they haven't gotten before. That's a way to do it. And I know we were talking in our first run through of this. You said there's 5 tiers. I'm already telling you, I want to take one of those tiers. I want to put Zach in the comic. Zach. Listen, Zach it's something he wouldn't do himself, but I know he'll get a kick out of, because listen, no one takes themselves less serious than I do. The only sign in this house that I used to wrestle was right here and right there. Other than that, you won't see any other wrestling stuff in this house. Zach is the polar opposite. You go into Zach's house and you're going to see. I tell Zach all the time, you live like I would have lived at 10 years old if I had money. That's his house. That's his house. So, right. But he won't do this for himself. So I want to do it for him. me and you will talk offline later on about how to get that done. I want to take care of that for Zach. So that means now there are 4 tiers. And I know you were mentioning to me that you might have one of those.
Yeah, someone had mentioned to me that there's someone that's a fan, and they had mentioned that they wanted to, be demolished by the Maven. So they wanted to do that. So like I said, so yeah, that's one person that had mentioned, that they wanted to be part of this and participate in it. So I was really thrilled for that. You've got some fans, like I said, I've been in like different wrestling groups and stuff like that. And a lot of people either watched you starting with Tough Enough or they didn't, they're new fans. They never saw you before. And they just start seeing you on YouTube because there's like bootleg TikTok channels sharing your clips and stuff like that. So I'm like, seeing you pop up, and I was like, is that actually Maven's? And it's like, no, it's just some person that's just taking it.
I got to take care of that.
Yeah,
I got to get that taken care of.
Well, I mean, there's people that love the Maven. And
listen, and no one is more shocked than I for the success that we found. I mean, listen, I know, you're getting ready to celebrate. I keep hitting my desk here. I know you're getting ready to celebrate your 50th.
March 14th.
And I'm not that far behind you. So if there's anybody that thought I was going to have a resurgence in my late 40s, it was not me. I'm happy though. And I think people just appreciate what Zach and I do. I think people appreciate the stories that I'm willing to tell. And I think people appreciate the honesty that I give. And hell, I love every week showing and having people write in the comments, WWE has no clue what they let go. Man, I read that and I'm like, it touches me right here. Or when people ask me or tell me I had no clue who you were, or my personal favorite, Antonio, I hated you as a wrestler, but I love you now. I say welcome. Antonio, I'm not my favorite wrestler. So I get it. So I understand. But I love the fact that we have fans. I love the fact that our fans are with everything we do. And I love that you're offering through Ikari Press a way that our fans can take this journey with me as well. I've never had a comic. I'm not The Undertaker. I'm not The Rock. I'm not Austin. They've had 75,000 comics made about them.
Oh, yeah.
This is one. This is number one for me. And you can take this journey with me.
Oh, yeah. And, well, let me see. You've got some questions here that
tell me which one. Tell me which ones to put up.
Put up the Fidel Chavez about the Wild Wild West, because I wanted to address that one.
There we go.
And so Fidel, when we were putting out the outline for what Maven would be, because we knew Maven was going to do some time traveling, right? So I know I was sending messages back and forth with Maven and coming up with the graphics, the logos, and the sketches for what he would look like and all this kind of thing. Shout out to my dear friend Elliot Fernandez, who's an incredibly gifted graphic designer and artist, and he created the Maven logo and helped with it kind of reminded me of Stan Lee when he was trying to get Spider-Man to look right. He gave it to Jack Kirby, who of course is created Silver Surfer and all these great characters. And Jack Kirby drew all these Spider-Man designs, and Stan Lee was like, "These suck. These are horrible." And there was some unknown artist right there in the bullpen, a guy by the name of Steve Ditko. And Steve Ditko kind of raised his hand and said, "Hey, do you mind if I take a stab at the design?" And he came up with the iconic Spider-Man suit that we now know. So without, and then obviously drew several issues and created Doctor Strange and all this kind of stuff. So we had Pitch. Pitch was working. He was doing different Maven designs. Couldn't quite get the look the way I wanted it. I went to Elliot, and Elliot, he tightened certain things up, and then I sent it back to Pitch, and then we came up with the design that we have now. And that was just, but we're doing the time traveling. And when I talked to Maven, I was like, so what did you like when you were a kid? And I remember you mentioned, what was it? Have Gun Will Travel, I think was the show. Or is
Oh,
that?
Have Gun Will Travel.
Yeah, yeah.
When I grew up, we had one television, and whatever my dad wanted to watch, we watched. And my dad was really into Westerns and John Wayne and stuff, and Have Gun Will Travel was something I hated back then, but I love today. Like, I love it now. And that's one of my favorite shows of all time. I love what Osh Radio said. I am in Alpha Red Comics, and it is nice for the grandkids and friends' kids to see. Plus, it led to my first action figure. I think that's awesome. That's awesome. Like, that is so cool. Like, I love how one thing led to something else, and nice for the grandkids and friends to see. Like, imagine showing your friends your comic book. Here we go. I like this one too. Mirko's always good on here. Antonio, comic guy, book guy here. Where are your inspirations when you started? Who were your inspirations when you started?
Well, I grew up, and one of my favorites, and I had the absolute honor. Matter of fact, I also have a YouTube channel, the Ikari Press YouTube channel. But if you can check, I have a creators playlist on there, and the first creator I had on my channel was a guy by the name of Steve Englehart. And Steve Englehart, a lot of the stuff that you saw in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, he also created Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. He did a lot of work on Luke Cage. So this guy is such an incredible writer. And I can't draw worth. I can draw some stick figures, but I can't draw worth a damn. So, but I'm a words guy. So Steve Englehart, that was somebody. So when I reached out to him and I was like, "Hey, Steve, I'm a nobody. I'm just a fan. Is there any chance I could get you to come on my channel and speak with me?" And he was like, "Sure." And he just hopped on, and we talked for like almost 2 hours. It was such an incredible conversation. And, I've talked to him. I talked to Ann Nocenti, who used to write Daredevil, and I absolutely love her. She's such a brilliant writer as well. Chris Claremont, 17 years on the X-Men. I love John Byrne. These are people, Alan Moore. Someone I was going to say, maybe I shouldn't mention his name, but someone that was a personal inspiration to me is Neil Gaiman, but he's going through a few controversies now. He's the guy that created the Sandman, but he's got he's having some personal issues coming up in the press now, but he was definitely, I can't pretend like he wasn't someone that I absolutely loved. And these are,
Real quick, because Cisco asked, Maeve, were you or are you still into comics? No. So I'm being introduced into this world through Antonio. And every time Antonio would send me, "Hey, I got this person, he's a buddy of mine," and everything, then, well, I got the old interweb. I'd go look them up, and then I'd be able to see exactly how talented the people are that are working on this comic. And every time my head would be blown. Every time you'd send me over, this is what we got so far, my head would be blown. And just the amount of talent working, people that's never met me, people that probably don't even watch my channel, but they're still working on not only making a dream of mine come true, but bringing a good, cool story. Man, like, I love the story that you've brought. How many people could you say, "Yeah, I want to send you to hell," and their initial reaction would be, "I love it." I love it.
Well, you were doing your crow thing as well, and I was like, I kind of started thinking, which the crow is was that James O'Barr, if I'm not mistaken, and I remember seeing those graphic novels. There was a store in Murfreesboro, Tennessee called Collector's World. It's unfortunately a lot of comic shops across the country, especially during COVID. They unfortunately, just couldn't get enough sales to keep the doors open. So we lost hundreds of comic shops all over the country, but Collectors World had been there for like 20 something years. And I remember being there like 12, 13 years old. There was a guy behind the counter by the name of Freddie Garcia. I always think about that guy. He just saw some little snot-nosed kid in there, and I think he's about 25 at the time, 24, 25. I was like 13, and I didn't have any money. I was broke, and he was like, hey, I tell you what, won't you go pick my lunch up for me? You can help me like straighten the place out, sweep the floors and stuff like that, and help straighten out. You see comics that are put in the wrong place, you put them. He just let me come in and kind of work in the store with him, and he let me get comics. And that's how I started getting. So yeah, and I was like, yeah,
that
love
began
that
your love. That began your love.
Big
that
time.
Started your passion. Yeah. Man, our passions can start any and everywhere. I got my first Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine off of a school bus when somebody left it on the seat, and they weren't getting it back. In my book bag it went, and when I went home, and this was back when the whole magazine would be black and white, and they would put like 2 or 3 color illustrated pictures in there. And to think that this is right at the beginning of my love for professional wrestling. We never know where our passions are going to ignite, where that spark is going to come, but it can literally lead to 50 years later, it's still being there. And that's what I love. I love what Steven said here. I read comic books. I got the Buffy comics and the fucking Power Rangers comics. Got some of those signed by Jason David Frank when he was still alive, along with a bunch of other shit. Dude was cool.
Love
that he had a good interaction. Love that he had a good interaction.
No, but see, that's the thing. Like, he mentioned the Power Rangers comics, right? So if you've read the Power Rangers comics, then you've probably seen a couple of covers from Francesco Tomaselli. So he did a couple of covers for them they're at Boom Studios now. I think has that license, but Francesco was hired to do some Power Rangers covers. He did King Spawn. He did like Action Comics. He did Green Lantern. He's such a talented artist. Obviously, that's why I was so proud. It took him a couple weeks to. He said, that's one thing you had mentioned. I guess when we thought we were on the air, that when I sent you the thing and it didn't look like you, right? Yeah. So I knew, because I remember I showed it to my, Francesco set everything up, but he was like, "Hey, this is just a rough draft. He said, before I really start putting the lighting and the detail and everything, I'll just sit." I said, "Well, let me send it to Maven," and it just didn't look like you.
You didn't preface that when you sent it to me. You sent it to me and you're like, "Hey, here you are." And I'm like, who's this 80-year-old black guy? It ain't me.
It's just
But then you smartened me up. You were like, no, this isn't the finished product. We'll fix you up. And within a few hours you had it sent to me, and it did look like me.
Yeah, so, he did some facial reconstructive surgery on you.
Yeah. Me and Zach have a phrase whenever like when we first start putting videos out, and before we learned how to put videos out without having them get claimed left and right, we would get videos claimed. And the moment you're YouTube speak, the moment you get a video claimed, you're no longer making money. And every video that we do is roughly costs us, every video we put out costs us about $2,000, give or take. Sometimes if there's a guest, it's $3,000, but about $2,000. So whenever you put a video out and it gets claimed, it's all this time, work, money that goes into it, and then no return. Like, I hate the video that we have out with gender. Like, it's just, we're never going to make a dime off of it. And it's just such a kick in the nuts to know that. But God, where was I going with that? Oh, but when you sent me that, I was thinking, oh my God, I don't know what in the world I'm going to do if this doesn't look like me. How am I going to tell Antonio? And you fixed it, brother. You fix
Yeah,
it.
because my wife saw it. She was like, "That don't look like Maven."
You know what? Here's what I love about our fans. I would have never known that we had so many comic book fans on here. But they really know the world. They really know the world. I love it. I love it. And I know Zach's into it, so we're definitely going to get him drawn in. Tell a little bit before we, because we're getting up to our last 10 minutes here. Tell a little bit more about the story and about what, just trials and tribulations I'm going to be, coming across.
Okay, so before I do that, I see the question from Cisco about he says, is this comic done completely digital?
There you go.
I'm really into comics and original art, and if there is original art covers page, that would be now. Pitch is a digital artist, and he's so talented. When we did my first book, Kanan White is also a digital artist, but he agreed to do a couple of traditional pages that we sold off to the fans, and they all sold out. But Pitch didn't want to do traditional, unfortunately, because he's such a talented artist. I know a lot of you guys would suck those up. The cover that Doug TeNapel has been done traditionally. There's a chance he might allow me to put that up on the page and offer it to one of you fine fans if you want to purchase it. But yeah, the book is digital, obviously, like I said, but we've got physical copies and digital copies that you can get. So
yeah, and just meet people where they are. Meet people where they are. If they, I get and I understand how different. Sometimes I'm a reader, and I got one of those e-books one time, and it just didn't feel the same. I like physically holding a book. I like licking my fingers and going from page to page. That's how I like to do it. Sometimes I'd like just holding the actual book. So I understand, but I recognize not everybody's like me. And some people are going to want it on here. Some people are going to want it in the most easiest form imaginable. I'm glad you offer both. Tell me if you see, and Antonio, you tell me if you see any good questions on here that we need to. I love, like Cisco's on here week after week. I love this. My comic book collection is a supplement to my 401k. I love that. Like, I would have never guessed that. Before this week, Cisco's on here every week, always asking good, poignant questions, always, just tell us what he thought of our, our video that came out the day before. I would have never known he was a comic book fan. Tell me if you see any good questions on here.
Are you able to see?
Yeah.
But I'm sharing my screen right now. Are you able to? Okay. So I wanted to
hold
ask.
Up. Yes, I can. Here we go. Here we go. There we go.
Okay.
Look at this.
So I wanted to show this. So like this is the Patreon cover, right? So I've seen a couple questions asked about getting the book signed. So okay. So you go to mavenscomic.com. Boom, go over there, click, get this perk. Okay. And it should pull up. Right? So now when you're in, you'll see other add-on stuff, right? So you can go, and then we've got director's commentary you can add on for our size small all the way up to a 5X, and you can add that. Now here is, you see there's Maven off the top rope there, sign my copy. Boom, you get that, and you add it to your cart, and so Maven, so now you see it there, right? So maybe you just get the book, and then you add that you want Maven to sign it, and that's limited to just 500 copies. So
Antonio, can you show if can you pull that back up? And that was great. I'm so glad you did that. Can you show if someone wants to be drawn into the comic where they go?
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's because because I know there's going to be people, and remember, guys, there are 4 remaining. 4, and on our first go round, Antonio said he had somebody that already might want one of those perks. So there, and I'm taking Zach, so there might be three left, and I just don't want anybody to miss out. All right, here we go. Let me add this to the screen. And Antonio, right when you started explaining this. Your anytime minute started running out, and your voice was there. We go. There we go.
Yeah, I sound like Mr. Roboto. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so let's actually look at the perks, and this is the featured. Go ahead.
No, I
was like, okay, okay. So this is a featured perk. This is the triple pack where you can get all 3 covers. But then that's the digital for $8, and then just a regular copy of Maven. We also have an expanded Ikariverse digital pack where you'll get Maven, and you'll also get issue 1 of Brand and Dame Drop Super Official all in one little thing. So you'll get that. You can get the T-shirt and add it on. There's a retailer pack if you want multiple. Okay, so this is want to be in Maven. So then obviously.
Please rephrase that.
Click on it.
Please rephrase that. Please rephrase that.
Okay. Yeah, well, pause. Okay, pause. But yeah, if you want to be drawn in, and then you click. So there's only 5. There's 5 of those. Now, as you can see here, I clicked on it, and then it says select your cover, and then it's Francesco Tomaselli, Doug TeNapel, and Matthew Dalton. So you pick which cover. Because you, in addition to purchasing that option, obviously we're going to send you a copy of Maven so that you can share it with all your buddies. But yeah, you pick which cover you want for us to ship to you. But then, like I said, as we get into the production, I will contact you. As a matter of fact, these are some of the pages from Maven. Right here, this is Simon and Muse who will be guiding Maven as he journeys through time. And so, like, Simon carries the Book of the Dead. This is Muse, and Muse doesn't speak, but she has this black feather quill, and she draws whatever she draws. As you can see there, they're looking for Maven, and she draws a hand, and the hand points up in the sky. And we see Maven, and then boom, there's a portal opening up in the sky, and there's Maven coming through the portal, and he's fighting a demon, and boom, so there, a lot of action there. I think Pitch did a really, really good job doing these, and the colors and the whole thing, and then boom, Maven beats him down, and then this is where we leave you. So, and matter of fact, and then, there's the man himself. But I wanted to actually show, and there's actually some of the Power Ranger stuff that Francesco has done.
Love it.
But this is the cover this is Francesco Tomaselli's cover to Maven, and the Patreon exclusive that, so if you're Patreons, we're going to put a secret link into Maven's Patreon for you guys. And, we've also got, for the first couple of weeks that the campaign is open, if you spend at least $20, you'll get 10% discount off on that. That's Matthew Dalton. This is some work he did for me a couple years ago, just to show you. And then there, of course, the creative Earthworm Jim, Doug TeNapel. But this is the cover he drew for Maven, where you see Maven with the cigar and the cowboy. He's kind of wanting to do like a Clint Eastwood deal. And so there's a lot going on there.
There we go.
And so
there we go.
That's what we're doing.
I got this cigar. Muhammad Hassan, when we got done filming, gave me this cigar, and I've had it ever since. I'm not a cigar guy. What Ash Radio said, what is the link to that? You're going to send me the link, and we're going to put it
well
up,
actually, like, correct? If you look on your screen right now, you should see comments, and you should see private chat.
I see it.
Okay, so if you click on that, you should be able to drop.
Are you talking to me, or is this to everybody? Is this just
this is for you? Okay. So take the private chat and then drop that link. Drop that link into the chat.
All right,
and then that you should be able to.
Hold on. Shit, I missed it.
But you should be able to.
Oh gosh.
But
Hold
yeah.
on. Let me see. Chat. Did it do it?
So did it not go into the thingy? Let me see.
It says chat with everyone in the studio.
Let's see, like, yeah, you have to put it in the comment, or like, let me see, because I can drop it in, but you have to
hold up. All right, hold up. Copy link address. Here we go. I think this is gonna do it.
And just put it in the main chat.
There we go. Let me think. I think I did it. Did I do it?
Okay. You put it in the private chat. You have to put it in the comments.
Son of a bitch.
It's all good, brother. We here, man. This is a safe space.
Hold on. Oh gosh. When I was a school teacher, my vice principal, a kid asked me how to spell something, and I was like, I don't know how to spell that. I'm not a good speller. And afterwards, she pulled me aside and she said, "Tell him Mr. Huffman is a questionable speller." So Mr. Huffman is questionable with his computers. Is that the link right there?
It is right? In the it's right there in the chat now. And matter of fact, that's the secret link. So all you guys watching the chat right now, you're getting, because that the Patreon cover is not available. If you just type in mavenscomic.com, you won't see it. You have to be one of the Patreon subscribers to get it. So if you click on that, that's the private link, and then you can get the exclusive Patreon cover by Francesco Tomaselli. So
what you're telling me is our patrons, guys, patrons we love, they're getting a deal that no one else is getting.
That is correct.
I love it.
So yeah,
I love it. Like when I started this Patreon and stuff, again, of course, never had anything like it, but I wanted to make it special, which is why we did I did a personal video for everyone who joins, rather than, doing a $100 cameo and Patreon. No, just $5 for the Patreon a month or whatever it costs, and I'll do your video. And I've even said, if you want more videos down the line, like Cisco's not going anywhere. If in 5 months Cisco wants another video, his brother's birthday's coming up, and he wants me to do a video for him, no problem. I'm going to do it. I want to do special stuff for our patrons. So I'm so glad, Antonio, that you and again, look, people are thanking you for the link. You were thanking me for the link. That was the hardest thing I'm gonna have to do all day.
Well, I made the link.
Antonio, thank you for the link. Yo, Antonio, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, you saved me this live stream.
Yeah.
Like, being able to pull your computer up. Zach does that stuff every week, and man, I don't know if he's got like somebody in there, sorcerer in there. I don't have a clue how you do none of that shit. So I barely know how to hit the button when it says join studio. Okay, that's the extent of my abilities. But I've asked so much of your time. We're at an hour now, so we'll end it up. Antonio, thank you so much. And for anyone, hold up, yeah, there we go. There we go. Appreciate it, brother. Still haven't used my original one. Oh, you are? Dude, you got two. Now you got two coming. You got two. Listen, we have our regular Stephen Hawkins and Cisco. We have one guy we have so many people with good name. One guy on here who's God's butt monkey. I don't know where they come up with these names, but it pops me. They pop me. But we decided to do videos for them, and man, I had more fun doing those videos than I thought, Antonio. Because people would tell me their stories, and I mean, some of them are deriving inspiration from my life. I'm the biggest fall down and get up story that there is. I lost 2 houses to foreclosure after an arrest in 2012. I was working, in New York City as a bouncer, embarrassed when people would recognize me. Are you that wrestler? Yeah. Why are you standing out here at 2 a.m. in 20 degrees taking IDs? And, through the grace of God and good people, I was able to get up and rebuild myself. And if I can do it, obviously anybody can do it.
Absolutely.
Because there ain't a damn thing special about me, Antonio. In fact, I can say I got a lot of things dragging me down, but I never lost belief in myself. And that's what I try to tell people. You can just believe in yourself. I guarantee there's something that we're all good at, something that we can provide, some purpose we can give.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, brother. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
And real quick, how do I get the video? Go on the DM us on the Patreon. If you haven't got the video yet, DM and Zach sets them up and he sends them to me in chunks, and I bang them out like 10 at a time. So yeah, we'll get you taken care of. Yeah, Stephen Hawkins has been doing some funny stuff. Here we go. Before we sign off, I love this, Antonio. Really appreciate taking time on this venture. Super cool. Me too.
Yeah. This is gonna be a fun book. I'm looking forward to getting this guy shipped out to all you guys that are going to support.
And I'm looking forward to the story. And he didn't even tell you how I end up dead and in hell. And I love that aspect of the story too. I love that aspect of the story. It's super cool. It's one of the things I would have never done on my own. I would have never commissioned something like this. So meeting you, Antonio, has been a blessing. And I thank you for your patience when working with me. When Antonio will ask me for something and I'll see the text and I'll be like, all right, I'll do this for him later. And 2 days later, he'll text me back. Yeah, did you see that? And I'm like, shit, damn it. Yeah, I'll do it right now.
You're a busy man. I get it.
But thank you. I'm just forgetful. So thank you so much. You've been a blessing. Thank you for bearing with us. I've asked for now almost 2 hours of your life. Is your wife still at the salon?
No, she's still going. She out kicking it though. So
good.
She's out doing everything. So.
Well, Antonio, thank you, guys. Thank you. Remember, go to the Patreon right now and watch episode 3 of the Tough Enough watch back. And if you want a different video, let me know. Antonio, if they want to get Maven's comic, they click on the link that will stay up, and it's strictly for the patrons, right?
Right. Yeah. And so, like I said, we've got now 4 different covers. So you got the Patreon exclusive, and then the other 3, the Francesco Tomaselli and the Matthew Dalton, and of course Earthworm Jim creator Doug Tenable. So you can get all 3 of those because we got a triple pack for that if you just want to get every comic. But also I would say, give me a follow. Facebook, Instagram, X, and Threads, all at Ikari Press, because I'll be dropping links promoting Maven. I'll be showing different art from the book. Some of that will end up in the Patreon as well. Some of you guys will get to see things before the general public get to see them as we go along. So,
and listen, what we'll do, we'll make sure as you drop me stuff, because whenever you send me stuff, if it's okay for me to release, I'll definitely make sure.
Right.
Yeah, it gets released on here. And I'm getting it so I can get signed the meet and greet you don't know about in Atlanta one day. It's funny you mentioned that. DDP actually reached out to me to do a video. So, yeah. So
it's me. It's DDP.
So we're in the works on trying to figure out how to get that done. I'd like to do something for him, and then it's easier that way. I like doing something for other people, and then they come on and do stuff with us. And we just agreed. Also, I'm so happy about this to do. Mick Foley's going to do a video with us, which
I love Mick. I love Mick.
Yeah,
I've been
Mick's
following him since like Cactus Jack and
me too. Who are you talking to? Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Mirko. Hold on, where was it? Where you go think of entertaining us? Yeah, the entertainment was by accident. I promise you that. This was not how we had it planned. Antonio was a good sport, and
so nice we did it twice.
Yeah, it was better. Hey, I thought it was better the second time. I thought it was better
there
the
you go.
second time.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. We got the kinks out, and now it's smooth and polished.
Yeah, I just said about Mick, and this happened, and now I'm thinking Zach's gonna fucking kill me. He likes to keep things secret. I'm just sitting here. You know what? He's already mad at me. We're doing Boogeyman 2.
The Boogeyman's coming to get you. Yeah, there you go.
Might as well. If he's gonna get mad, he can get mad at that as well.
Yeah, man. I love
Antonio,
it.
thank you so much. Patrons, thank you so much. I love you guys. You guys have bared with us I'm an idiot. Zach will be back next week, and this shit won't happen that much, I promise you. So let's see what this last one. Maybe we can get you both over to San Diego Comic-Con in July. Hey, I would definitely agree to that. Oh, but man, I gotta let this man go sometime. Check out the Tough Enough video right now. Go back and re-watch the hookups video from yesterday. I'm not allowed to tell anybody to watch the ads because I got in trouble for that, and we got doxxed for that. Yeah, can you believe that? We got in trouble for that. I made an Instagram reel, and in it I was just being an idiot, and I said, now I've been told not to tell anybody to watch the ads in the video, so I'm not gonna tell anybody. And they doxed us. Can you believe that? They came back. I can't I hate when people don't have a sense of humor. Like, it's funny. Come on. It's funny. It's funny. But Antonio, thank you. Guys, thank you so much. We went 11 minutes past, and it's ending now.
Yeah. Right.
Man, I keep hitting end stream, and it just won't end.
It's forever.
There we go.
All right.
Is it still
Whatever happened to predictability? The milk. Wow. Can I help you? My goodness, you're handsome. Ah, thanks. You're a handsome man too. Oh wait, you're not selling encyclopedias, are you? I mean, we got Google. Oh, no. You're that former wrestler that has a YouTube channel, aren't you? Marvin? No, Piers, it's Maven. Are you a wrestling fan? Oh, God, no. My son says that you have a comic book about to come out. Is that true? Yeah, actually. Just go to mavenscomic.com, and as little as $8 you can get your very own copy, and you or your son can even have yourself drawn into the comic. Mavenscomic.com? Great, thanks. Oh, you'll never guess who I just talked to. Marvin! Just go to mavenscomic.com and get your very own.